Bitcoin screamed past its previous high, nearly hitting $6,000. This comes after China's clampdown and then Jamie Dimon's comments where it took a nosedive. Now it has really come around, essentially shrugging off all of that correction. Which country do you think the trading is coming from now? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we are going to have a brief overview of the updates on Bitcoin. Let's begin. This is CoinMarketCap. We are looking at the cryptocurrencies and what has happened recently. You'll see that the market cap of the total cryptocurrency market is at $173 billion. It has grown significantly over the past year, and Bitcoin is still the number one. It is soon to surpass $100 billion in market cap. The price at the time of this recording is $56.55, but earlier today it was over $5,800. You'll see that this has come up in recent days. I'll show you another chart of that. And what I want to note as well is that this is the top 5 list for the currencies. You're looking at Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and LITECOIN. Why has the price been surging? We'll talk more about that in a moment here. Just wanted to show you this price over the past 3 months. It did take a significant dip in this portion right here just a month ago, and ever since has come up dramatically. The price has risen very fast in a short period of time. Then we'll see this. We are looking at the issues going on with China and everything else. Aside from legal developments related to cryptocurrency in the US, China, Japan, and South Korea, investors also have technological developments to look out for. There are 2 major ones around the corner. One planned fork on October 25th, and another expected in November of the 18th. A hard fork happens when a segment of cryptocurrency users decide not to update the blockchain's underlying software, which effectively creates one new currency. As a result of the fork, Bitcoin owners would receive an equal amount of the new coin. So this is a little bit confusing to some, and many people have no investment or no desire to learn about cryptocurrencies. I think we should just know the basics of them, what they are exactly, how the blockchain technology works in layman's terms, and then just for fun even, monitor the price. That's all I think. I do believe that it's quite interesting just to see everything going like a rocket ship or maybe like a roller coaster, but it's interesting just to check it out. Now, there's more on the forks in here. Look for this to basically be one of the reasons that the price has been spiking, because people believe that they're going to get an equivalent share of Bitcoin and whatever that new Bitcoin is. And so they're putting their money in now, and then they'll just wait for that time, and there'll be a fork, and they'll get that equivalent new currency. And maybe they'll sell it the next day, but ultimately they're just piling their money in, knowing they're going to get more later. And as a result, right now, the price is rising. It's shrugged off a lot of those earlier issues with the China clampdown, with Jamie Dimon. And so let's get further into this here. Daily percent of Bitcoin traded by currency. Wait a second now. So we're looking at this. The USD largely denominated Bitcoin trading in the early days, though China later took over the crowd. In 2017, however, it's the Japanese markets that investors are watching. And you'll see that here throughout 2017, definitely rising. I have more information on that. Let's look at this. The reason for Japan's surge: the country's government has been extremely accommodating towards cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in particular. Bitcoin's liquidity is quickly moving from Chinese yuan to Japanese yen and Korean won, simply because of the friendlier legislation, better clarity, and better infrastructure and access coming out of Japan and Korea. That's where the money is going, apparently. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of money being traded within cryptocurrencies in China, but if they continue to clamp down, the money will just move elsewhere. And that's fine. The money doesn't care. it's a decentralized system. They'll just go anywhere. And you'll see some countries that are basically opening their doors to it, and others are closing their doors. So that's important to note. In Japan, the government has been proactive in regards to addressing Bitcoin. The country passed a law in April recognizing Bitcoin as legal payment method, while its financial services agency issuing operating licenses to its Bitcoin exchanges earlier this year. Also, one important thing is that the country's exchanges operate a zero-fee trading system. Imagine that, no fees. That would be excellent for any market to have no fees. So it's something interesting to note. I just want to inform everyone of what's going on. And then, last but not least, we are about to see massive disruptions. That's the IMF's Christine Lagarde saying it's time to get serious about digital currency. Also suggesting that they will not rule out that the IMF could at some point develop its own cryptocurrency. And they're talking about the SDR and adapting that to some sort of blockchain type technology. They could do that, modify the current SDR and use that. I do believe that the SDR could be used as a future currency for the world. And this is, of course, not a good thing. But that's just the way it is. They're already using it today. I mean, this unified global currency, whatever you want to call it, that is the SDR, is being used today. They use it in bailouts all the time. That is sort of what you would say that, I don't want to get too off topic here, but we're talking about a one world currency essentially, and that could be what underlines the next system, the next monetary system. That's something that I've been really thinking about a lot, whether this will be it, or maybe they'll create a new one. So they'll create the SDR2, who knows? And they'll make it a digital currency based on the blockchain, and they'll say it's secure, they'll say it's backed by this or that, and it doesn't really matter. But this is essentially the IMF being one of the most powerful organizations in the world, and they continue to get more power. As the world enters into more and more turmoil, we will see the power of the IMF expand. I wrote that in my book, first book, in fact, and in the second book, I talked about it as well. And I said that the IMF's power will expand. And then it wasn't too long after that my book released that the IMF had expanded powers in Greece and other places, with the EU basically working together in concert to take everything from the nations. That's what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen here in terms of Bitcoin about the price, but at least in the short term, it has really, really risen. So that's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more information about Bitcoin, about any sort of financial asset, then you definitely want to check out these videos consistently. I post every single day, so you definitely want to stay tuned to that. So you want to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We are headed towards 70,000 subscribers, so please join the rest of the 70,000 and you will see videos, good information, hard-hitting information every single day. If you found the video informative, I know you'll find my books, The Money GPS and my newer release, Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. The first book is about the 4 asset classes and how to profit from them. And then the new book takes on familiar concepts, but I get into other topics like earning income, tax incentives, reducing your monthly expenses, and so much more. So you could check those out, flip through them at Amazon. Links are in the description below. Take care.